I think that's a nice sunset.
Yeah. I don't know if I got the first part of what you just said. It's a picture
that Dad Jay took
at Glen Lake.
Glen Lake from a cottage.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a highlight of on the laundry hamper. We've got some of Mike's old dirty socks. Homemade by who?
Janet.
Janet made Mike's dirty socks.
They're winter socks.
They're warm too, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fleece.
Yeah. So you actually use them.
Yep.
What is this, Mike?
A gun rack.
And where'd this come from?
Oh, I made that probably when I was about 10 or 12. I went through a period where I liked to carve. And I got a jigsaw for Christmas one year. And I found I really liked woodworking.
Yeah.
I never got very accomplished at it, but I sure had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I think you did some pretty creative things. You have an artistic eye. And I had this off when you started, but this was a piece of driftwood you collected from Glen Lake.
Yes.
You've always been kind of, as you say, you're in danger of depleting Glen Lake. You were always would go over to the cove with the boat and load it up, and
it just finds all sorts of crazy uses out of it.
Yeah.
I had one rule though, you would never be able to alter the wood itself.
Huh.
You would take the piece and just bring out its own natural beauty.
Huh. Huh. Good. And here's Mike's fireplace. That the stonework and all that came with the house, but you were telling earlier that you put the paneling up above there.
Yeah, that's tongue and groove paneling. I always knotty pine. I always liked working with it, just like Alice does. It's fun.
Yeah. You see, Mike is slightly into candles and fires and.
I like ambient lighting.
Yeah, there's some more over there. It's funny, when I look through this, those lights over there just look white, but they're actually colored.
Huh.
Those are all different colored lights there. Okay, start again.
When the movie Titanic came out, I became so enamored with it, and so did my friend Ruth, that we just immersed ourselves into all this Titanic paraphernalia. We went way overboard. Anyway, she ended up buying that for me. It's kind of a dark piece, but...
Kind of neat, though.
Yeah.
Okay, now what was this?
This is a lantern from the old Boyhood Farm in Zeeland, Michigan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you know anything else about it?
I believe it was out in the barn.
Before they had electricity, I suppose that's what they had to take into the barn to have light.
Right.
And you got that outside?
Yeah.
Or do you just have that hanging from your porch?
Just kind of a decoration. I get a lot of compliments on it.
And again in Mike's kitchen. What did you say about this, Mike?
It's just a border that I put up.
Okay. Kind of makes the room more pleasant, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it gives it kind of an up north feel.
Yeah.
I love pine trees.
Yeah. And this, huh?
I just love pine trees.
Yeah. And this goes all the way around the room.
Right.
Didn't you have something like this in some of the other rooms, too?
Yeah.
Different scenes?
Right.
Yeah.
Deer or whatever.
Yeah.
Scenes of nature.
Yeah.
It's kind of schlocky, I know.
That's kind of nice, though. Okay, here's the bathroom. What were you saying?
I like to bring nature inside the house and utilize natural materials. So a birch tree blew down over by the road, and I just took a branch, glued some pine cones to it, and put it above the mirror. Just another one of those things, stupid things I do when I'm bored.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. Okay, say again, please.
I like working, like I said, with natural materials.
Yeah.
There's some cattails and an old artillery shell
Huh.
from World War I.
Huh. Where did that come from?
Grandpa Decorin.
Yeah, I was thinking, I think I found one of those in the garage when I was cleaning it out last summer.
Oh yeah?
It's like a decorated shell casing.
Yeah, exactly.
This must have been another one along that same, it must have been something that he brought back from the war, do you gather?
Yes, I think he bought quite a few things back.
Uh-huh.
Because when we got all this stuff, he had already died.
Oh, this is a little bit closer view of this shell casing. It's kind of a flower. I don't know. Now, what was this?
I was told that this was a painting that hung in the living room on Burr Oak Street in Grand Rapids. And it was from Decorn Furniture. So it's a very old painting.
Okay.
Would have been like from the 20s or 30s.
Okay. And we are in Mike's dining room, do you call this, Mike?
Sure.
Is that the first time? And anybody know what the date is?
15th.
January 15th, 2011. Mike's showing us around his house a little bit.
And then above it is a carving from Baldwin Decorn.
Baudouin, our great-grandfather.
Yep.
Ah, okay. Do you know anything further about this?
No?
Something you got from the folks?
Right. I think we were all farmed out a couple carving pieces.
I didn't get one.
Oh, you can have that one.
So I got the tools.
Okay.
Okay, so repeat, please.
Speaking of grandparents,
Uh-huh.
this was from Grandpa and Grandma Van Zoren's house. Do you recognize it?
Yeah, I was going to say this looked familiar, but I was thinking it was kind of like that one of the boots. Another one by, is this Rembrandt or what?
I think it is, yes.
And our Van Zoren grandparents had it, you say?
Correct. They had it hanging in their house.
Oh, okay.
What was the name of the street that they lived on?
Jefferson, was it?
Jefferson. Would have been that old house there.
Do you remember where this was?
I think it was in the dining room.
Okay.
Remember how cold that upstairs bedroom was?
Yeah.
When we used to go there for Christmas?
Yeah.
I don't think the heat ever got up there.
Yeah. And those stairs were so steep.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mike has got all kinds of shelves around here. Most of them are made out of driftwood and stuff, but this one is, what's this one? Just made out of boards? Regular boards?
Yeah.
And shows some of the stuff he's got on there. And then this here is something you made out of driftwood?
Correct.
Michael loves driftwood.
I went through a big driftwood stage.
Are you out of that now?
Thank God, yes.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, I mined it all out of Glen Lake. There's a lot.
Yeah, well, I guess it's good in that regard that you don't completely finish depleting it. And then here in his house, now tell what you knew about the house. Could you step a little closer? And you were saying, when does this house date to?
This house was built in 1861. 1861. That's when President Lincoln was president.
Okay,
And the Civil War was about to break out.
okay,
And it originally was a farm that sat on 150 acres.
okay.
These are some of the old beams. This is a better one.
And it's a hand-hewn post here.
That hung in the living room for the longest time.
Yeah, I remember that. On Rock Spring Road, you mean?
Right.
Yeah. Is it one of Dad's patients gave it to him or something?
No, that's in my bedroom.
Oh. You know what the story on this was?
I don't, but I think
Okay.
it was just considered kind of a modern painting.
Yeah. Okay. And this was the cute Mike picture of. Is this what the one of you that there were ones of each of us?
Correct.
I don't know what became of the other ones. Do you?
Carolyn has them in her basement. She's trying to get
Oh.
rid of them.
Okay. And is this your main bedroom?
Yeah, this is where I sleep.
This is a a mirror thing that I'm as far away as I can get. No, I can't quite get it all in the image here, but...
I just wanted to bring the lodge look inside.
Oh, yeah. Those aren't like real leaves. Those are
right,
leaves
from the
that you...
dollar store.
They work. Yeah. Good. Could you tell about this one some more, please?
That's called Yates Cider Mill.
Okay.
It's a landmark around here. It's very old. And I ride my bike on the bike trail. It goes right by there. There's a waterfall and everything. It's a very pleasant spot.
And you say Carolyn gave that picture to you?
Yes.
Okay. Here's this beautiful floor that Mike has in the house. And why does your floor look so much better than ours?
I'm a clean freak. I'm always waxing it even when it doesn't need it.
So you're in the right business, huh? Even after going to work and working with cleaning things all week, then you come home and like to do that?
Yeah. I like to shine things up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always refinishing wood.
Huh.
It's an old fishing box. It says James DeCorn, Grove Street, Grand Rapids.
Oh my goodness.
You can see the picture of the fisherman catching the fish.
Just a minute. Okay, so once again you were saying?
When Grandpa died and they sold the house, this was given to me. It's an old tackle box. And you can see the figurine of a fisherman with his fishing pole catching a fish. The name James DeCorn, Grove Street, Grand Rapids.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old cigar box.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that all that is?
And I think he did a really good job on it because he was probably just a kid. But it's very creative.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the marshes.
Oh, like cattails or something?
Yeah.
And I don't know how well it's going to show up. We might want to take a photograph of this as well. It might not. It might show up better than what this does. Is there anything in there? Do you want to open that, or have you got your drugs in there or anything?
I used to, but I cleared them out for this little expedition.
Okay. Okay. So you just you've got candles in there. And that where we got that tackle box? Did you call it?
Right. Fishing box.
Was on another one of these little shelf units that Mike has made out of driftwood. Probably doesn't show up very well because it's awkward lighting, but it's a nice little setting there of driftwood and a few objects on it. Oop, excuse me?
This came from Grand Rapids, from Grandpa DeCorn's house.
Oh.
And our mother had it converted over to electricity.
Okay. Can you turn that off a second?
It's never been turned off.
That didn't help too much, but... So this was at the Burr Oak house?
Actually, I think it came from the cottage.
Oh, it was at the cottage.
Yeah, up in the attic of the garage at the time.
Oh, okay.
Which later became the small cottage.
Okay.
And our mother had it converted over to electricity.
Okay.
And made a lamp out of it and gave it to me.
Oh, nice. You don't know anything about where it came from prior to that?
No, I don't.
Yeah. So what's the deal on this?
Just a fountain I made.
You made that?
Well, part of it was already a fountain.
Okay.
I put the moose on it, the rocks. Put it on an old milk jug.
Mm-hmm. It just makes a nice little water noise, pleasant background. Okay. Okay, we are now in Mike's kitchen. What is this?
That's something that our father gave me. It was from his boyhood farm in Zeeland, Michigan. And I think it was used to cut down corn cobs.
Yeah, the corn plant.
Yeah.
Corn knife, I think they called that.
Right.
Cool.
And then that knife over there is one that you bought back from a trip.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This one over here?
Right. I think you bought it back from Mexico.
Oh. Okay. Here's another of Mike's little touches. You like the birch, of course, everybody does. Beautiful.
I just did that to disguise some plumbing handles.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Just say again, please.
I like this lamp because what I'll do is I'll paint the light bulb different shades, and it makes it look like a sunset.
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of turn it into a little piece of art when you turn it on.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm always doing stupid stuff like that.
Well, that's why we love you.